Well, I thought I built a machine that could handle anything in plastic for testing. I may be wrong. Stick around. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Scott, Edge of 3D. You knew that already. You clicked on the link. You got yourself here. Let's go back a little bit in my quest for material testing. Just over a year ago, yeah, right about now, got a phone call from a guy named Nick at Polymaker saying, hey, I'm going to send you a bunch of filament. I need you to build me a death racer out of this new filament for the launch at Rapid, blah, 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 blah. And in typical Nick fashion, I had like 1 week to get this done. So filament shows up. I build a Mecanum death racer. That's one with the wheels that if I can find a video of it, I'll pop it up here somewhere where it's moving around, driving around. Anyway, got that built. Got it sent off to Nick. I went to, I think it was Open Sauce, which was right before Rapid. And I got home from Open Sauce. The new filament launched. Everybody's like, well, how strong is this new filament? So I didn't have answers. And I wanted answers. So my first iteration of materials testing was this machine right here. And it's designed to test these hooks. Put the hook in there and you break it. And this meter right here will do up to 50 kilograms of force. And I thought that's going to be more than enough. Took a lot of inspiration from Stefan at CNC Kitchen with my design there. And obviously these hooks right here are right straight out of Stefan's design book. I've just shrunk them a little bit for my machine. Because when I was doing full-size hooks, as soon as I got into the more advanced materials, 50 kilograms wouldn't break it. So I kept shrinking the hooks until I found, make a long story short, 50 kilograms, not nearly enough. So then I designed that machine right there. And I'll drop a picture of it here. That is, I designed it to go up to 500 kilograms, thinking I'm never going to get there, breaking pieces of plastic that are 10 millimeters wide, 4 millimeters thick, okay? 10 wide, 4 thick, okay? 500 kilograms of force, over 1,100 pounds. And then I met these people called Mark and Vin at Soriatech. And you know Soriatech, they've been around for years. They make some of the absolute best resin you'll ever get your hands on for resin printing. And they are turning the filament printing world up on its ear with their filament. This stuff is mind-blowing. So I'll pop the video up here when I did the first test of the PPA. Just a straight PPA. This is not carbon fiber. This is not core. This is just a straight PPA. And I tested it again. And the reason I tested it again is some people made some comments that I really needed to be printing this PPA in a machine with a heated chamber, active heated chamber. So my original tests were all done with that boron right there. It's not actively heated, but it does get up to 60, 70 degrees in that chamber when I'm printing these kind of materials. So I bought that printer, the CD plus 4, or 4 plus. Not sure which side of the plus the 4 goes on. You get the idea. There's a link to that. I'll put it up here, my unboxing and all that with it. And it has a 65 degree maximum heated chamber. And I reprinted all the tests for the PPA and I annealed it for 4 hours at 100 degrees Celsius, just the same as I did on the original test. And compared it because people said, oh, you have to do this. Well, I did this. Let me show you the results. Not quite what they thought it was going to be, but we'll go to comparison view and we'll get the two PPAs here. And we'll go down here and take a look at them. So this is the original test, and this is the test in the CD4 plus 4, whatever, with the 65 degree Celsius heated chamber. The original did better. The yield point, it stretched further before it broke. The y-axis break point, it mostly just stretched and didn't break. On the original, the stuff printed in the heated chamber did break. Layer adhesion, the heated chamber did do a little better on layer adhesion. It did a little better on direct thread yield. It did a little better on heat set yield. And it did not do as good on the Izod shock. So, there you go. Now, in all fairness, it's two different printers, okay? And they're obviously not going to print the same. I can calibrate them until the cows come home. There'll always be slight differences. So to have a very fair comparison, I've got to redo the PPA again in the CD without active heat on the chamber. And then I will have an apples to apples comparison. The problem is I've ran out of PPA, so I've got to buy another spool of it. And luckily, I have Polymaker, who gives me a budget to buy filament with, and I have Siraya Tech, who is now a channel sponsor, channel partner, and I'm sure that all I got to do is drop the guys over Siraya Tech a line, and they'll send me more filament. But let's get on to the rest of the testing, because I didn't just test the PPA. I finally got around to testing the PPA carbon fiber and the PPA carbon fiber core, and that's where I almost broke my 500 kilogram machine. So let's jump back over to the chart. And here we go. PPA x-axis yield. I want you to look at that right there. PPA core. This is an average of 5 breaks. 499.10. Which means there's breaks over 500 kilograms. Not a lot. 508.5 was my highest pull. 508 kilograms, 4 millimeters thick, 10 millimeters wide, printed solid, 508 kilograms to break it. So, wow. And then one of the things that presented itself with the yield point and the break points, the straight PPA would reach a point where it would yield, and it would that was where it would peak out at, and then it would stretch quite a ways before it would break. The PPA-CF and the PPA Core, yeah, they broke right when they reached the peak. Because as you can see here, this is a 3.35 yield point and breaks at 3.38. That's 3/100ths of a millimeter. You can't measure that. 4/100ths of a millimeter on the core. So it breaks right when it reaches its peak. And I'm going to tell you right now, when this right here breaks at, even these down here at 350 kilograms, but up here at 500 kilograms of force, when it breaks on that machine and it releases that much energy all at once, that is a horrendous break. It is very violent. The machine bounces. It's a very violent break. Layer adhesion, the PPA obviously did better than the stuff with the carbon fiber in it. Always does. That's just the nature of the beast. You add carbon fiber to materials, you are going to start to lose some layer adhesion. It doesn't matter whether we're talking about PLA, ABS, ASA, PPA, PPS, anything else. The nylons, when you add carbon fiber to it, they're going to get weaker on layer adhesion just because the carbon fiber does not bond to the other carbon fiber, and it's just, that's the way it happens. Still very respectable numbers. 93 kilograms and 106 kilograms is great. The PPA, almost 220 kilograms of force. That's 4 layers, or 4 walls, I think 4 or 5. I'll put the settings in the video description. It's the Voron standard. Direct thread yield. The straight PPAs did better. The carbon fiber and the core also put up very respectable numbers, though not as high. But again, not really abnormal. Heat set yield. This is where it did really good, and I will put up the video right quick of this one right here breaking. I normally don't video heat set yields when I'm pulling them because it's anticlimactic, but the PPA core is explosive when it finally lets go. And 235 kilograms of force, it's a lot of force on there on a little bitty tiny heat set. Now here's the one that is shocking. I'm going to preface this by saying filled materials, whether they're filled with glass fiber, carbon fiber, whatever, do not do as well on the Izod shock test as regular filaments. Unless you're Soriatech. And there you go. 28.2 on the first run of PPA, 25 on the second run of PPA, and then we get into the PPA carbon fiber of 32.8 and the PPA core of 31.2. That is not normal. I don't know the secrets. I don't know that Soriatech is going to tell me their secrets. But there you go. You have access to my testing chart. You can go in and compare any materials. I'll show you how to do that right quick. When you land on the web page right here, this is what you'll have. It's all the materials all at one time. So if you want to compare, let's go compare Polymaker's PPS carbon fiber annealed to Soriatech's PPA carbon fiber annealed, and let's throw a ASA glass fiber from Soriatech in there just for fun. So just select anything you want to compare, keep scrolling down, and there's your numbers right there. You can compare them side by side. X-axis yield, I mean, look at the PPS carbon fiber from Polymaker was phenomenal at 304, and then the PPA carbon fiber come in and just knocked it out of the park. Yield point, at this point I was not measuring yield points on materials when I did the PPS carbon fiber. I'm going to be redoing these tests here real soon. X-axis, the break point, again, not a number I was capturing in the early days with the PPS. Layer adhesion, ASA not too good, PPA really good, PPS carbon fiber also really good. Direct thread yields, they do very well. Heat set yields, I mean, 94 and 106 are good, 199 is just phenomenal. And the Izod shock test, the Soriatech PPA carbon fiber did remarkably better than ASA or PPS. So that's how you can go in and compare everything. It's not hidden behind a paywall. If you found this video, scroll down there just a little bit and you'll find a link to this site and you can click on it. You can go through and compare all the different materials, and as I do materials and test them, I will be adding them to that site, and I have a few more tests that I'm working on. Not the least of which is this one, and this is Steve Builds. I'll put a link to his channel in here. He's the one that suggested this. And what this is going to be, it's actually reprinting right now because this one didn't quite work out the way I wanted, but it's to test the radius that filament will bend. So there'll be a clear Bowden tube. It's not PTFE if it's clear, but there'll be a clear Bowden tube in there, and I'll be able to put filament in here and we'll see where it breaks at. And for these engineering grade filaments, that's nice to know, because even my CD right there, the bend in the top of it, because the top is so close going into the tool head, I have to take the top off to get this filament started. And once I get it started, then I can very gently set the top back down on there and bend that Bowden tube over and it won't snap. But if I try to force it in there with the Bowden tube bent over, when it gets right to the tool head, it snaps right there. So this is going to be a valuable test. I just got to get it the way I want it. This one did not turn out the way I wanted. It's reprinting right there. And of course, heat rejection, or the ability to withstand heat. That is next for the PPA line. Right here. You've seen this rig. So they're all printed. They all have 50 grams of weight on them, and there's PA6 carbon fiber, and then PPA, PPA annealed, PPA carbon fiber, PPA carbon fiber annealed, PPA core, and PPA core annealed. So those will go in the oven, and I will start to heat them. And one of the things that you'll notice here that I don't have an explanation for, when I popped the PPA off the build sheet, it was hot. I laid it down flat on the desk, and as it cured, it bowed up. You can see right there, these two are bowed up compared to all the rest of them. Just something interesting I noticed as I was getting the test set up. So that's coming up next. I'm going to work on that. That's going in the oven, just like I've done in the past. All of these tests here that just came off of there, like the Polymaker glass fiber, high temp PLA, the 3DX ASA Max that it shrunk. It fell over and then it shrunk. PA12 carbon fiber, it gave out. Just regular high temp PLA, it gave out. The PA6 carbon fiber that's over there on the stand, that came off of the last round of tests. It didn't give up any at all, so I'm going to reuse it. I'll keep putting it on there until it finally fails. So that's it for now. That is the Siraya Tech PPA lineup, the PPA, regular PPA, the PPA carbon fiber, and then the PPA carbon fiber core. Link in the video description down below to my Amazon affiliate link. If you buy it through that, I get a little bit of a kickback, helps with the channel. There's also a coffee link down there if you want to donate to the channel. I don't ask for donations so that you can access anything on my channel. It's all free, but if you want to donate and help me with building machines and buying stuff like heat sets, I go through a lot of those. It all helps, and it goes back to the channel. So links to everything in the video description down below. The settings for the Voron standard that I use for printing the testing materials, and the link to the website, the link to the my Amazon affiliate link for the Soriatech filament, all of that down below. I can't say it enough. I appreciate each and every one of you that take the time to watch these all the way through. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of them, hit that subscribe button. If you want to know when I drop the next one, hit that little bell icon. Again, every little bit helps. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know what kind of testing you'd like to see. I'll see if I can come up with some of that in my brain and come up with tests for it. But I'm always evolving my testing, always looking for something new to do. So keep an eye out. We'll keep trying to do it. And as always, peace out. We'll see you on the next video.